So let's so let's take another look at Saul and put it together in with a modern tone as well. But examining the destruction of men through comparison. So comparison has quietly destroyed more men out there than failure ever has. Failures will humble you, but comparison will corrode you. Saul did not collapse because of weakness. He collapsed because he started to look sideways. And once a man starts measuring himself against others, stability will begin to erode. So let's look at the beginning of this. When the women were singing, Saul has slain his thousands, but David his tens of thousands, Saul was hearing something different being sung. He was hearing, "You are not enough." That's what he heard. And then the comparison in his mind started to activate his insecurities. Insecurities in turn activate fear, and then fear will activate the need for control. Strong men don't fall because someone else is rising. They fall because someone else's rise is exposing their internal weakness. The problem is not the other man. The problem is how you are reacting to the other man. Once comparison starts to enter the mind, the perceptions begin to change. In this context, Saul started to see David as the threat, not an asset for him. Too much comparison will make your allies begin to look like enemies. Mentorship can start to feel like humiliation, and collaboration will start to feel like competition. And then when you start defending your ego instead of building up your strength, you will begin to rot from the inside. Today, the comparison is a lot more constant and easy to come by. We have social media, we've got fitness culture, career statuses with our colleagues. We can look at incomes, we can look at followers. You start to scroll, you start to measure yourself against what you are seeing. You start to maybe resent a little bit when you're comparing to where you think you are. So instead of becoming better, instead of training harder, instead of sharpening your own craft, you start to criticize. Instead of building, you start to monitor others and what they're doing. Bitterness starts to come. Comparison will shift your focus to the outward. Discipline requires that you focus inward. It's not as comfortable. Strong men will build. Insecure men are out there monitoring. You will have to cure your comparison by beginning to narrow your framework. Your standard is not another man. Your standard is yesterday's version of you. You need to train, improve, correct, repeat. If someone is ahead of you, take the time to learn from them. If someone is behind you, reach out a hand and help them. If someone is surpassing you, clap them on the back and get back to work. Comparison will destroy men because it will feed the ego, and discipline will destroy that ego. So you need to be choosing to stay disciplined. That moment where you look around and start to measure things, you will start to drift. Do not become Saul. Build quietly, sharpen yourself in private. then you will rise steadily. That is the standard.